Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Setchawayo, a.k.a. Coach Bird, and I'm the host of the BYRDCAGE show. Cousin Tracy, we are back at it, episode 59. You know what I'm saying? We have a special guest in the cage with us today. You know what I'm saying? Our paths crossed many moons ago when we were coaching. We've actually coached against each other. And I think he has our head-to-head record. I think he's winning. So I'm going to have to try to do something about that. You know what I'm saying?
We y'all together?
Our head-to-head, coaching against each other. I think
Oh,
he's up by a couple games, so I might have to try to figure some things out here. You know what I'm saying? My man in the building, you know what I'm saying? South Jersey Group 3 state champions, you know what I'm saying? South Jersey Coach of the Year, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know who I'm talking about, and if you don't know who's sitting on this couch in the cage with us, you will know him after this episode, but it's my man, my friend, Coach Kenny. Pleasure to have you here with us today. Thank you for taking a little bit of time out your day to come sit with us and talk to us and chop it up with us a little bit. Before we get all into these questions and everything, just say what's up to the people real quick. You know what I'm saying?
What's up to the people? Coach Kenny Avent. Coach Kenny Avent in the building.
Oh yeah, you know he
doing?
gonna show that. You know he gotta show that.
You
You know he gotta show that. It's heavy. His right hand's a little heavy.
It turned out nice. I don't have no complaints.
How you doing?
I don't have no complaints.
That's definitely what's up. Today, we're just going to, ask my man some questions, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, for the viewers that don't know him, just to, get to know him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure we'll learn some things as well, you know what I'm saying? That's why I love talking to our guests, because a lot of times we find out things that we didn't know, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like a lot of times, we know a lot, but we also find them little nuggets and gems, that we don't know.
And prior to this season, I didn't know Kenny. I had no clue who Kenny was, but we all lost a dear friend in Don Pope, and he was the coach at Wilson. It was like, hey, Kenny was looking for obituary program from the service. And I was like, oh, I'll take it to him. And then I met him. And then I also, as a couple of his players, was my students at Cooper Point. So I started following them, especially when I wasn't allowed in the gym at Canton High and the door was shut in my face. So I decided to take my talents across the bridge. So I got to meet Kenny. He's a very nice man, has a nice family. I've seen his wife and his kids at a few games. Nice guy, really nice guy. I had a pleasure to spending this season with him and looking forward to the upcoming next couple of seasons, and
Definitely. So we're just going to talk a little bit about, just the hard work that goes into being successful. Because, a lot of times people outside looking in think this is easy. You know what I'm saying? You got some talent. Y'all should win every game. Y'all should do this. Y'all should do that. They don't understand that, the hardest part is what goes on outside of the court. What goes on the court is kind of easy. You know what I'm saying? Practice and stuff like that. But it's the outside stuff where you got to put the real work in.
Before Kenny gets into it, let's call it a spade a spade. He really did this from the muscle. Mm-hmm. And there ain't a lot of coaches out there can say that they did it from the muscle. Mm-hmm. And he going to explain what I mean by saying he did it from the muscle, because it almost wasn't. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And now it is. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So before we expand on all that, for those that don't know you, won't you just give a little about your background? You know what I'm saying? Where you're from, all that good stuff.
Once again, Kenny Avent, head basketball coach at Woodrow Wilson. Originally from the D.C. area, grew up playing ball in D.C. And anybody know that D.C. is one of the hottest hoop cities in the country.
Yes, indeed.
Had the fortune to play at High Point High School under legendary coach Ernie Welch. Was a 4-year varsity player. Had a pretty good high school career. In my 4 years, we won 4 league titles, 3 regional titles, a state title, state run-up, state semifinalist. And I know records are meant to be broken. I'm actually still the all-time leading scorer at the school to this day. So, was fortunate to receive a full athletic scholarship. Played 4 years at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, and then after leaving Wilmington, played overseas for a couple of years. Played in Argentina, played in Canada. In 2000, I played in what was the National Rookie League, and this was before the G League was developed. It was supposed to be kind of like a feeder league for the NBA, and I played with the Washington Justice, and we won the inaugural championship there. So basketball has been my life, man, and I think for me, because of my background and my upbringing and growing up in the city and the urban areas, and that has allowed me to be able to connect with these kids on their level, because I've experienced a lot of the things that these kids have experienced. And so I'm just happy to be in the city. And, you know, I tell people all the time, you know, making somebody a great basketball player, that's the smallest part of what I do. My number one job as their coach, as a mentor, as a father figure, big brother, is to make sure when they leave 4 years from now and they get that diploma in their hand, that they can go out in society and be successful and productive citizens in society. So, you know, pretty much in a nutshell, that's what
and I hope y'all listen. That's big. You know what I'm saying? We always talk about, you know, you want your kids playing for coaches that basically are doing what you just said.
And
you
that can develop them not only on the court, but in life, and to help them with, you know, life lessons and life skills.
Exactly.
And I talk about it all the time. Well, we talk about it all the time, that sports should be also used as a learning tool for life's lessons. And, you know, life, things in life that you're going to encounter.
And we all know, like we always say, the ball's going to stop eventually. Absolutely. So we try to prepare these kids for life after. However far you go, you get the chance to play in college, you play in the pros, whatever, it stops. I mean, eventually. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you couldn't have said it better. I mean, the ball, no matter your skill level, no matter how high your ceiling is, one day the ball going to stop.
Yep.
And what do you have to fall back on after that? You know, I think that's why it's so important that we pour into these kids. You know, we stress the academic piece of it. I mean, they're student athletes, not athletes, students. We need to make sure that we are challenging them to be the best they can be academically, because, you know, they could be first team All-State, they could be All-American, but all it takes is one injury. You know, you could play 10 years in the league, but one day the ball going to stop. What you going to have to fall back on? So, like what Tracy said, the life lessons, man, is where it is, trying to teach them. And you could teach so many life lessons through the game of basketball: teamwork, communication, punctuality. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, I can go down the list and I can go to 5 different parts on the court and say, oh, this is a life lesson for this area of the court. I can go to half court. This is a life lesson free throw line. I mean, it's for me, basketball is the gift that keeps on giving.
Got you. Now, I believe we met when you were the head coach at Woodbury.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that's where we met, and then, you know, we developed our friendship through the years after that. For our viewers that don't know, why don't you just run down the schools that you have coached at and obviously where you're at now?
So when I first moved to Jersey, I was a head.
Before you even get there, how did you get to Jersey? Let's start there, and then let's get into the place you coached at.
My wife was originally from Jersey.
Okay.
And so when my daughter was born, my oldest daughter, Kennedy, well, before that, we were like on a 5-year plan. You know, once we started having kids, she wanted to move to Jersey because her mom was getting ready. Was retired school teacher, wanted to be close to her mom, and, you know, all of a sudden my daughter's born, and that plan went from 5 to 1 real quick. And next thing you know, we're looking up, looking at builders, and, you know, put some money down on a piece of land, and moved up here. So that was back in 2005. And so when I first came here, I was actually over at Delaware Valley Charter School over in Delaware. Delaware Valley Charter School over in Philly.
Gotcha.
And I was, you know, helping out with the basketball program because I had moved up here in August, but I didn't start working with them until like December. So I just kind of helped out, wasn't like on the staff officially. And then opportunity presented itself, came over to Woodbury, and I was sending my resume out, and a lot of coaches were calling me up like, oh man, I could really use your help. Your resume, you got a strong resume. I think you can help build the program. And Woodbury got back to me, and they were like, well, we don't need a boys coach. We're looking for a girls coach. And as a player, I never saw myself being a girls coach. So I kind of was like, nah, I'm good. Right. But then I went on vacation, and the more and more I thought about it, I said, you know what, it's better for me to be a head girls coach than an assistant boys coach. And I took over the girls program, and in the first year there, we were able to triple the win total from the year before. I coached the girls 1 more year, then I got the boys job. And you know, that's where I think my career really took off, because my first 2 years at Woodbury, we went 50-10. We were back-to-back South Jersey title champions, and we win the sectional final 3 out of my first 4 years there. And was able to win over 100 games my first 5 years, and but I don't take credit for that, man. I had great players, I had great coaches around me, and I always said, like, as a head coach or a leader in anything, you're only as good as the team that you put around you.
That's true. That is definitely
Then
true.
from Woodbury, in 2014, I left Woodbury. I went over to Del Castle in Delaware. Was the head coach there for 6 years. Took over a program that hadn't made the playoffs in like 5 years. Our first year, we make it to the second round. We lost to the number one seed by a point. And then the following year, we made our way to the Final Four of the state, lost in the state semifinals, and was able to turn that program around. And then the pandemic hit. Didn't coach at all during the pandemic. My brother-in-law passed away in April of that year, and didn't do anything with basketball. And I was also coaching AAU and stuff. I could just kind of put everything on pause. And then when the opportunity presented itself for Wilson, I really didn't know the state of the program, because when I went to Delaware, I wasn't really following South Jersey basketball like that. So, and I knew Wilson had a strong history. It wasn't until I took over and we started winning a couple of games, I found out where the program was and the uphill climb that we had. So, just was fortunate enough to take over the program and able to do something that no one gave us a chance to do. But it just shows that with hard work, a good team around you, great kids, and most importantly, faith in God, that anything is possible.
So definitely faith in God definitely played a big part, but it seems to me like you have a track record of turning programs around. You have a track record,
you know what I'm saying?
record of taking.
Did you hear it?
Taking stuff from shit to sugar. I heard you run down some things.
Definitely.
And I just heard a lot of shit to sugar. And all of that. That was my takeaway from the resume. The takeaway from the resume was shit to sugar.
Well, it's funny you say that. Like I said, I've been fortunate. One of the things I didn't mention is my first 2 years coaching over at Del Castle, I was simultaneously coaching the New Jersey Thunder in the American Professional Basketball League. So I would have, say for example, I might have a game at 12 o'clock at Del Castle. Then I would hop in my truck and drive 3.5 hours to Winchester, Virginia for a 7 o'clock game with my team, the New Jersey Thunder. We were able to, we actually won back-to-back championships in the APBL. My first year we went undefeated, and the second year we lost 2 games. I received Coach of the Year in the APBL. Prior to this season, my most memorable and I think my best coaching job, I had the opportunity in 2016 to go to Guyana, South America. I'm a USA licensed gold coach. I'm FIBA certified. I'm a FIBA licensed coach, and I was working with the Guyanese under 16 national team. And when I first started training those kids, I'm not gonna lie to you, they just weren't that good. They didn't have a high skill set. They understanding the game, and me and the coaches that we had worked with those kids, and we played in what was called the Caribbean Confederation Basketball Championships. And what these tournaments are like Olympic qualifying tournaments at the junior level. So we play in the tournament. It's hosted in Guyana, South America that year, and we went from not being that good to making it to the finals. And we lost to the Bahamas in the finals, but that was we won the silver medal. That was the first time that any team in the history of the country had gone that far, won the first silver medal in the history of the country. And that qualified us for the next round, which was in Dominican Republic in 2017. So,
turning things around.
Are you still doing that?
Turning things around.
What, working with Guyana?
Yes.
Well, actually, I have an opportunity. They reached out to me about a month and a half, 2 months ago. They want me to coach the senior women's national team. They have a tournament, a Caribbean championship tournament in Havana, Cuba next month. So I'm supposed to be going to Havana, Cuba to coach that team from July 11th through the 19th.
So do you need a ball girl?
Yes.
And I can coach a little bit because I kind of need to get to Cuba. I could be.
I'm a good. I say in the background. I'm causing no trouble.
I'll get the order.
Hey, let's go. Let's all go. Let's go. I really just meant
that's what's up, though.
That's what's up. And you know what?
Oh,
To
man,
now,
that's what's up.
I guess now to call you a friend. I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you, and that's amazing.
Definitely.
That's amazing because you're doing it here, you're doing it overseas, you're doing it. You're just doing it, and I like to see it. It brings pride to us because now you us.
Right.
We are Camden. This is us, right?
Yeah,
This is us,
yeah.
and I think we showed you what us looks like, and damn, I'm just you sure you don't need a water gun?
Well, I mean, like I said, you know, a lot of people, unless, you know, when I apply for a job, I send my resume out, or we have a conversation like this, I don't really talk about, you know, some of my accolades, some of my coaching experiences, because I mean, I'm very humble. But I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident what I bring to the table.
Definitely
and one of the things I always say to my kids is, you know, you be humble, but also be hungry.
Right.
So
Listen, but you ain't got to worry because your friend, well, I'm going to tell all your business. I got my friend is coaching. Oh, my friend, listen, I big up my people. Listen, you ain't got to worry because I'm going to make sure people know who you are. And I've tried to do that now. And that's not even knowing all of this about you. I just knew who you were when I seen you and what you've done with those students at Wilson.
Definitely.
And for that alone, I always, you know, excuse my French, I fucks with you. You know what I'm saying? I fucks with you, and I fucks with you heavy. So, you know, as long as I got your back, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that means a lot.
I don't know what it means. But what I do know is you ain't got to worry. I'll big up you, but you sure you don't need a water, girl? Look. I'm going to keep putting it.
Talk it into existence.
The whole I'm claiming
you
it.
have not because you asked.
Right, exactly. You're going to talk that into existence.
They told me a closed mouth don't get fed. Listen, sure you don't need a water, girl? Look. I got time. I can take off.
Nah, that's what's up.
That's what's up.
That's.
So what does that mean for your family, though? Like, do they go with you? Does your wife and kids go with you? Do they just give you your space? I mean, I know for a fact, being friends and family and a head coach, I know the requirements. As a head coach, I know the requirements that it puts on your family, right? And I know dinner time sometime is at the gym. Like, you know, the kids got to come there to see you. You know, I remember, you know, being a coach and my son would pop in when he had a weekend off, and his weekend was spent watching me coach because that's where he would see me at. You know what I mean? So how does that look for your family?
You know, they've been very supportive. You know, I couldn't be who I am and do what I do without them. Most time when I'm traveling like that, I'm traveling by myself. Most parts because both my daughters are very active in sports. Both my daughters, they, you know, we put them in everything growing up, but they were very talented track athletes. My oldest started when she was 7, and she qualified for nationals in all 3 events every year. And she had a devastating knee injury in 2018. Going into her freshman year, she tore a PCL. But, you know, every year she came back from nationals, either AAU, USATF on the podium, top 8 in the country every year in the long jump, high jump, and she was, you know, she's a sprinter as well. My youngest daughter, who we used to say, there's no way she's gonna be as athletic as Kennedy, because like Kennedy was super athletic, and you know, but my youngest daughter just kind of got that dog in her. Like I remember she was 4 years old and I was teaching her how to ride a bike, and my driveway has like a little hill on it. So she at the top of the driveway, and I told her, I just want you to put both your feet on the side of, you know, and just kind of and coast, like don't let your feet touch the ground, learn to balance the bike. And my 4-year-old daughter was like, "Come on, Cassie, you got this. You can do it." I said, "Yo, this girl different." So she's actually she was a 3-time national champion in the high jump. She was national champion in the triathlon. She was national champion in the long jump when she was 7, and when she was 11, when she was 10, her 9-10 relay team had the fastest time in the country. They were 4x1 national champions in USATF Lawrence, Kansas. Yeah, she was on that relay team with Siani Wynn. And you know, Siani broke the national record in the 400, and she was on Good Morning America. So my daughter was the second leg on that relay team. So
look, won't he do it?
You know?
Won't he do it?
So they was even though I had stuff going on and I was traveling, they always had activities and stuff going on. They was actually, when I was in Guyana in 2016, they were in Kansas. We FaceTiming. You know, it's funny. I called my youngest daughter. I said, "What you doing?" She said, "Oh, I'm just straightening up all my medals." I'm just straightening up all my medals. Yeah. So, but no, they
okay. Proud dad moment. Proud dad moment. Always.
And proud of my oldest daughter. She just graduated from Kingsway High School.
Okay.
She'll be attending Rutgers, New Brunswick next year.
Okay.
Is she running or?
No, she's gonna be a manager on the volleyball team. Like I said, once she got that injury, she never really got back to. And I think a lot of it was fear because she was like, she started saying stuff to me like, "You've been a sprinter and a jumper your whole life, and you gonna tell me you want to do shot put and you want to do pole vault?"
Right.
I said, "Now the same speed you need going down that runway for the pole vault is the same speed you need on that track."
Right.
But you know, she had a great year in track. She qualified for states and everything in the shot put.
Okay.
My youngest daughter, she's a freshman. She actually was the section champion in the high jump, Group 4. So the biggest things that my daughters learned through athletics is time management because, like you said, track goes all the way through July. Like we're literally coming back from nationals on a Sunday night. And Monday they start soccer practice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then soccer practice running right into volleyball. Volleyball running right into, you know, winter track or spring track.
And then through all of that, they learn how to keep their grades up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And they learn to manage their time because, you know, they going from one practice to the next. They changing clothes in the car. They doing their homework in between. Without them even realizing that this was preparing them for life. Once again, life lessons, life skills, preparing them to manage their time.
Organization, time management, all of that.
Because in college, that's going to be your biggest
challenge. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing.
So we got a big question for you. Okay. Big giant question.
Uh-oh.
How was it going from not being sure that you would actually have a physical team? First of all, how does it go from you not being sure that you got the job? You get the job, not sure that you'll have a team, to creating state championship through hard work and dedication.
And before you even say that, for those that don't know, like Wilson didn't have a girls program.
They don't have
because they didn't have enough girls.
Yeah,
to
they
come
didn't
out
have
for
a
the
girl. They don't have a girls
program.
They don't. Wilson right now doesn't have girls programming for basketball, track, and or softball.
Right, and it's a lack of
participation or lack of interest or a lack of trying to create interest.
Right.
Let's go there. So.
And then when they started out, they wasn't sure if the
boys would have a team.
You know, one of those things, man. Like it just goes back to having faith in the belief system, the higher power. A lot of people don't believe me, but you know, you can ask any one of my kids. Like we started the season and we had 3 kids in uniform ready to go practice that day. We had some kids that didn't have their physicals. We had some kids that was ineligible for whatever reason. And you know, I'm normally on top of that type stuff, especially if I'm in the building or if I'm the coach prior to that. You know, I'm stopping in there. I'm stopping. I'm talking to the guidance counselors. I'm making sure. One of the things I pride myself on as a head varsity coach is I've been a head varsity coach 15, 16 years. And in those 15, 16 years, I've never lost a kid to being ineligible due to academics.
That's nice.
And that's because I'm constantly on them. I'm constantly checking. I send them, you know, progress reports to their teachers. You know, and I know I get on some of the teachers' nerves. But, because
this is
you know, I'm not just a basketball coach. You know, I want to make sure that these kids have an opportunity, and I want them to understand that they got somebody that cares for them, believes in them, and going to push them and challenge them to be the absolute best every day. So, but to get back to that question, first day in the gym, I'm looking around. There's like 3 kids in the gym, and first thing I told them is I need a mind shift. Whatever you thought basketball was, what it's been the last 10 years, the last couple years is over. I need you to approach everything in excellence, not just on the basketball court, in the classroom, at home with your mom, being a good kid, doing your chores, being a responsible big brother, little brother, whatever it is. And I said, look around. I said, I don't care what it looked like. I don't care what it feels like. We're going to be Group 3 state champions.
Oh, wow. Wow.
He said that. He said that. He said that. He claimed it. He spoke it out of from his mouth to God's ears.
Wow.
But listen, I'm going to say this. One of the things I say as a coach, somebody that was a coach, at one point I was a head coach, and I've always coached little kids. How did you get the kids to buy in to what you were selling? Because and I say this, people don't understand when I say this, and they will never understand. To have a successful program, it requires that your kids trust you, buy into what you're selling, and believe in you. They got to believe in you, because once they believe in you, they'll believe in themselves. So what was you selling that made them? Because I seen them all season, and I seen the eye of the tiger come out of them. I seen kids, I had seen kids that didn't even know if they was going to play, but they gave you 100%. You know what I mean? And I seen it. So how did you get them to buy into that?
Well, I mean, it goes back to what you first said. Like, there's a trust factor, right? And that trust factor goes both ways. Like, they got to trust that I truly believe in them, and that I have their best interests at heart. I got to trust that they're going to give me 100%, that they're going to be able to listen and follow instructions and do the things I need them to do while they're on the court. And I think part of that trust factor started like from day one. Once we started getting more kids in the gym, and you know, we had enough kids to fill the team, and I called everybody to half court, and I said, let's just get this out in the open from the rip. I said, I ain't from Camden. I'm not from Camden. I'm not going to front like I'm from Camden. You're not going to hear nobody say I'm from Camden. I said, but I am from D.C., and hood is hood.
Right. Yes,
I said,
that's facts.
I know what it's like to see somebody get shot in front of my building and bleed to death. I know what it's like to see somebody get stabbed and bleed to death in front of my building. I know what it's like at the basketball court and one of my classmates' mom freebasing on cocaine and it blew up in her face and she come running around the corner on fire. I know what it's like to come from a single family household, mom on welfare, eating that pile of eggs, that block cheese that your grandma make that good macaroni and cheese from, mom struggling and doing the best she can. I know what that feels like. And I said, if I can make it, you can make it. So don't come at me with no bootleg excuses why you can't go to class, why you can't come to practice, why you can't give me 100% every day. I said, some of y'all gonna try me, but you only gonna try me once. And I think when I came at them, they saw me as a real person. They like this guy,
relatable.
Like, this guy's real. This guy, he knows what I'm going through because he's been there. He's done that. He's not somebody on the outside looking in, hoping and wishing and saying, "Oh yeah, I know what you're saying." No, if I say I know what you're saying, I know what you mean. I know how you feel because I've been there as a kid, and I think that's one of the reasons why I'm able to connect with the kids on the level that I'm able to connect with them. I think that's one of the reasons why I get the respect that I get from them, and you know, I'm consistent. I say what I mean what I say. So I don't tell them one thing and they do something else. Everything I say, I follow up and follow through on. So I think that, and part of being a good coach, like you said, is getting them to be able to buy what you're selling. And you know, and I think from that moment, I think I had them from that moment.
Gotcha.
So I'm
Shit, I'm ready to play. I'm ready to step up. I'm ready to, I mean, don't look at me like that. I got like the
look at both them scars.
They knew though. They knew. I got the Nike knees. So
so you just spot up in the corner.
That's all.
Train kick.
That's it.
So y'all know here on the Birdcage, I'm always devil's advocate, right? So I'm gonna say this. Word on the street was you got Camden High's leftovers. I'm just saying. How you feel about that statement? Because it was said, and I know you heard it, because I heard it, and I don't even coach.
Hey, listen. First off, I don't even get into the he say she say. I don't get into what the streets are saying or talking. All I can focus on. Whoever show up at Federal Street, I'm gonna coach them.
There we go.
Point
that
part. Whoever show up on 31st and Federal, I'm gonna coach them, and that's all I got for that. You know, I worry about the kids that's in front of me. I worry about the kids that want to be there, and you know, because I can't make you do nothing. I can't make these kids. They gotta want to do it, and you know, the issue. And sometimes people have trouble with discipline with these kids. These kids want the structure. They want the structure, but you can't teach kids, you can't work with kids, and you definitely can't coach kids if you're scared of kids.
Definitely.
You know, I treat them like they're all my own kids. I treat every last one of my players as if they're my own child. I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to push them. I'm going to challenge them every day to be their best. And you might see me yelling and getting in their business 1 minute, but I'll turn around in the very next breath and tell them how much I love them. So my kids know that I truly care about them. And when kids know you truly care, they run through a brick wall for you.
They definitely will.
That part, they'll ride or die for you, and it's definitely so.
I know that whole journey though. I know that made it that much more
better,
sweet,
special,
that's special.
And
going from 3 kids on that first day.
And the crazy part about it is,
I know that was
the crazy part about it is, it's been said that I'm all things Camden or all sports Camden, from people that's not even from the city. They say Tracy Hall is always in all sports Camden, and I say that to say this. I knew the journey because I know the kids, and I'm like, shit, he ain't going to class during COVID. His grades, I got to go talk to them to see how we can get this kid eligible. Maybe I can introduce myself to the coach to figure out what the plan's going to be for after high school. And we had that conversation, like, what are we going to do? How are we going to maneuver this kid? What he need? You know, I may be able to find some money to pay for some courses. Like, you know, but I'm like that with everybody in the city because I've always thought that sports in our community, because we're such an athletically charged community, sports should be the avenue for our kids to get an education. Because everybody's parents can't afford to pay the tuition.
My mom couldn't.
So sports got to be the avenue to get the education. So I try to always, I push sports, but I push academics because I need the kids to understand you got to use sports to get the education. And I remember a couple kids saying that they want to rap, right? I want to rap. This is what I said, you're an athlete, right? So you use your athletic ability to get to college. You do the college, make some connects. You can get in the studio whenever you want. But you got to use all of that to get because can't nobody afford studio time right now. So you got to use the avenue. So for me, just watching your journey and knowing the kids since they were little kids, just knowing the kids, and I'm like, yo, it was really, 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 truly amazing to watch. It was truly amazing to watch you. More importantly, it was truly amazing to see the pride in them kids and their parents and the community, the East Side community. Like it was amazing to see that because it was a long time coming. Like it was a long time coming because even when you go to the football games, it ain't a lot of people in the stands. Because we go to the football games, and it wasn't a lot of people in the stands, just parents and maybe a few other people, and not no real community. And then basketball, it was parents, and then it ended up being community. And just to watch the pride in people's eyes to know that our city did that thing. And then the culmination of it was the parade. You know, that parade was something special. Something to behold. Something to behold. How do you feel about the state of high school sports right now? There was a few articles that went out last week on our podcast. We discussed all these crazy articles, these people slinging mud, bringing up some stuff that's factual. It is factual, relevant or irrelevant, depending on if you're looking at the glass. Because I always say, in the words of my man John Chaney, is the glass half empty or is the glass half full? It depends on how you look at it. But how you feel about the state of high school ball right now?
I mean, I think the state of high school basketball is where it's always been, you know, especially in the state of Jersey. High school basketball has always been at a high level. You know, it's one of the top sports in the state. It's one of the top sports in the country. It's one of the top sports in the world. You know, when you're successful, people are always going to look for something. People are always going to try to find something. You know, we just got to continue to, as adults that are director and leaders of kids, to try to continue to lead them in the right direction, to try to mold and make sure that they can go out here and be the best young adults that they can be. As coaches, put them in the best position to be successful on and off the court. I try not to get caught up in all that stuff, man. You know, people are always gonna have an opinion, and all it is an opinion. Like, you know, facts are facts, and you know we deal in the facts the way we deal in the facts. But you know, sometimes, you know, as we learned from our last great president, that there also are alternative facts. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I just try to you know, focus on what I have in front of me, and focus on the kids that I have my hands on. I mean, every day I just pray. I say, God, just let me be a difference maker in the lives of the young adults I come in contact with. And those kids that I come in contact with may not always be my players. You know, they are students in the building. They are other players. Like I said, I coach AAU. I train. I do skill development. I'm traveling to Guyana, South America. I'm working with, you know,
Havana, Cuba. You need a water.
You know, I've been to the DR.
Keep pushing.
So I've been a lot of places. So I just try to, wherever I go, just try to make an impact on young adults and the game of basketball, because the game of basketball has been good to me. Like a little snotty-nosed joker from DC, you know, who people told him he wouldn't be this and wouldn't be that. Like now,
and
I've
you
been
all
all
that.
over the world.
And you all that. Doing what you love, though. Doing what you love.
Yeah, so
doing what you love.
Definitely. Before we get out of here, just how is, in your opinion, your perspective, how do you feel about the culture of basketball in Camden, the city of Camden? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you dealing with that?
Well, I mean,
because now you know now. Like,
now you got first-hand knowledge.
You didn't have.
You heard about it because everybody hears about it.
Like Wilson's basketball program, there wasn't a lot of expectations. You know what I'm saying? Kind of flying under the radar. Preston just had them.
But then when you start winning, do you see what happens? But now you just won the.
Right, everybody.
Do you see what happens?
Jumped on the bandwagon.
You see what happens?
It goes from the empty gym to the packed house.
And to have to pull out both sides of the bleachers. Because like when I first started going on one side of the bleachers, and he had Jim, then as the season went on, both sides of the bleachers came out. Now, I'm like, who are these people?
So now you done hit the ground running. So now, how you
feel about that culture?
Right?
No. Seriously. How do you seriously? This culture, the culture in Camden. The culture in Camden for sports is
crazy.
And listen, I can only speak on Camden because I've only been here.
Right.
And it's probably the same in Baltimore, DC. I don't know.
Right.
But I'm going to speak about this culture here. This culture in Camden is filled with talent, politics, rigmarole, rhetoric, lies, innuendos. It's filled with a lot of things. This culture here is a lot of things mixed into one big ass melting pot that you gotta stir, navigate through, and create pasta.
Right.
out of milky ass water. You gotta out of that water you gotta create linguine.
You're right. Linguine.
How does it feel for you?
I mean, you know, I know a lot of my answers probably sound the same and they sound generic or whatever, man. But it's really, you know, straight from the heart, man. Like.
That shit ain't none of your business.
Nah, I just think that, like, me growing up in the environment that I grew up in, I grew up in a tough urban area. Like, you know, nobody gave me anything. You know, I had to fight every day. And you know, I was one of the taller kids, so I'm always fighting older dudes. You know what I mean? So I have a thick skin, and you can't coach not just in Camden, anywhere, if you don't have a thick skin, because everybody always got their opinion. You got your bleacher coaches, you got your sideline coach, you got everybody.
You got your non-athletic coaches.
I mean, when you have a certain skill set and you're good at what you do, and it looks easy. It's like you said in the beginning, it's not easy as a coach. As a coach, you know the work, you know the hours, you know the nights waking up in the middle of the night, looking up like, yo, what I gotta do to get these kids to play the way we need them to play. You know that, and everybody can coach for 32 minutes on the sideline. Everybody make the right decision or why he did. So, like, just my background, my upbringing, I have a tough skin. You know, I pledged the greatest fraternity on the planet, the Omega Psi Phi fraternity.
I knew he was going to say that, Keith.
Okay. The Omega Psi Phi fraternity incorporated. So, you know, our cardinal principles of manhood, scholarship, perseverance, and uplift. So these are things that I've lived these cardinal principles I've lived my whole life. And even before I became a Omega man, these are characteristics that were in me, ingrained in me from my mom, my grandparents, and things like that. So I just take it in stride, man. Like, I focus on the things that I can control.
Gotcha.
I don't get caught up in the things that I can't, and I just try to be a difference maker to these kids, man. So regardless of, you know, the culture, I mean, as a coach, as someone who's now in the Camden culture, I was very proud to see. I've been here since 2005. I've played games in Camden's gym. You and I played against each other there. I played when Starger was coaching. We played over there. I've never, in my time in Jersey, seen the city of Camden united the way it was this year. Like I said, I look up, I seen purple gold at our games. At the finals, for their cheerleaders to stay and cheer for us, for the band to stay and play for us, and then when they presented the trophy to us, for their cheerleaders to run out and jump in the pictures. I mean, I mean, as a coach, I just had a semblance of pride in Woodrow Wilson, had pride in Camden High, and I had even bigger pride in the city of Camden, man. I mean, it just shows that, you know, two schools, two rivals, you can compete, but then once we get outside our conference and competing against each other head to head, now it's one Camden.
So we've said this numerous times on here. We only do not like Wilson on the turkey game. And it used to be the Martin Luther King tournament when we played y'all in basketball, but they changed that date. But outside of that,
it was all love.
One Camden. One Camden. One Camden. It's only it's 3 times a year we don't rock with the black and orange. That's turkey game and the 2 times we play y'all back. But outside of that,
it's all one.
We fuck with y'all. We Camden. They our kids.
Well, like I said, man, I've been to a lot of basketball games. I know a lot of people in the sports community. I've never seen Camden the way I saw it this year. And you know, to top it off, they had the parade. I mean, it was just something special to watch. I mean, definitely. Like,
it was something special to see.
Definitely.
For the first time, for somebody like me who's been involved, part of athlete, coach, community advocate, all of that, to see both of y'all at the top this year, football, basketball, both basketball teams, it was a, listen, for us as a community, it was so much of a joy to see.
Definitely.
Like, it was so much of a joy to see.
Well, it's funny because I was thinking about when you saying that, you know, the bleachers weren't all the way out. And I remember going back to my kids in practice because, you know, just getting them to communicate, especially on the defensive end. Like, because defense, that's our calling card. You know, and I say, look, y'all got to open your mouth. You got to talk. I say, listen, you're not always. I say eventually these bleachers gonna be packed, and you're gonna have to be able to talk over fans and these crowds in order for your teammates to hear you. So we need. I don't care if it's only 10 of us in here now, 15 of us. I need you to act like we in a 10,000 seat stadium right now. And so I mean, like I said, man, those kids gave me everything they had. You know, to be able to be a part of this journey. I remember the day of the state finals. It was over in the corner in that gym. It was a blank spot. They had all the banners up there, all the state basketball champions, 4 championship banners for the boys, 4 for the girls. It was this blank spot. And I told all the kids, I said, let's come over here for a minute. I said, look up at that spot right there. I say, it's empty right now. But the next time you walk in this gym, that spot's going to be filled. It's going to be filled. You're going to be state champions, man. And it's just, like I say, incredible ride, man. You know, I just sit back and awe. I'm still in awe. Like, it's one thing to have a vision. It's one thing to have a faith and belief in something, but to actually see it unfold.
Manifest, to see it manifest,
is something. Like, I still wake up in the morning like, yo, we did that. I mean, even though I said it and I believed it from day one.
But it happened.
It happened, man. And like I said, and even crazier than that, for me to, like, win every single Coach of the Year award that they gave out, every time somebody announced, "Oh, Kenny Avent, Coach of the Year for this," and then I even had other coaches, like when I won Coach of the Year from the state, Coach, congratulations, well deserved. It's very rare that they give that award out to a South Jersey coach, and you know, none of that is possible without those incredible young men that I work with on a daily basis. None of that is impossible without the incredible coaching staff that I had around me. None of that's impossible without my family supporting me and giving me the space and the time to do what I need to do to be around those kids. And I'm just, like I said, humble. I'm still hungry, and I'm just very, very thankful and grateful for the friendship that we have, the friendship that we develop, and just the support from Tiger Nation and the city of Camden. I mean, everywhere I go, Coach. Yo, I mean, Camden, Coach, I'm a Camden grad. But what you did with those boys this year,
listen, we are as a city, we are very proud of you.
Yes, definitely.
We are very proud of you giving us you. And we're thankful for your family for allowing you to be with us. and from my mouth to your ears, I appreciate you. I'm thankful for you. Those guys on your team that I know personally are grateful to have you. I'm thankful that you entered their lives, because for the couple of the ones that I do know, I don't know where they would have been had it not been for this year. And one student in particular, but I just know for a fact I do not know where they would have been if it not been for you and what you did for them. And I thank you. I thank you for allowing me on the journey. I thank you for allowing me in the gym. I thank you for allowing Daylight to give some stuff to your children, your students, your athletes, and I just thank you. I'm very appreciative. I'm looking forward to what's to come. I'm looking forward to next year's journey. I'm looking for. I'll still be in the stadium, in the stands. It don't even matter if they let me back in the gym on Park Boulevard. I'll still be on Federal Street. Just know that. I got Federal Street.
Nah, it was when your name started. When I started hearing, because you know, coaches circle, coaches turning, start hearing some things, and when your name was popping up as a candidate for that job, I was like, nah, that'll be a good fit right there. You know what I'm saying? That'll be a good fit. Now I ain't gonna lie. I didn't expect the state championship and all that. I didn't know.
We didn't expect the sectionals from you when you got the job at the Star.
I understand that, but
because I remember I said to you, I said, Setch, you might not want to take this job. They went like 9 and 500. I don't even know what the record was.
Like
I said,
8 and 18.
Yeah, 8 and 18. I said, listen, I said, Setch, I don't know. I love you, but I don't know if you want to put our name on that. Took him right there. Boom. Here we go. And he had the Gucci loafers on. And listen, and you, and then you came through with the, I don't even know this guy, but is he sure he want this job? And then boom, you took him to the mountaintop. So I will say again,
I definitely knew he was going to be good fit.
As fans of the sport, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate y'all. Thank you. And the boys need you guys. And because for a long time, they didn't really have that in their life. It was like blurps of it. But now you showing up, and it shows consistency. And you turned Cubs into Tigers.
Quickly.
Fast. Zoom.
Now, before we get out of here, future plans. I know you're headed to Cuba. You want to say he's going to Cuba?
Whitaker. You look at the form. You see the form good though, right?
Future-wise, any, you know what I'm saying? You got some things, you got your eyes on, sights on, or you just, you know?
Man, my goal is to just build this program up to I want Wilson to be able to get that recognition, continue to get the recognition that we got in the state, continue to get recognition in the region, and eventually get recognition nationally. Nice. We want to be a program that every year we reload instead of rebuild.
Gotcha.
My goal and plan is to, get into the middle schools, get with a lot of the youth coaches and things that they doing, do some camps, do some clinics, invite those kids to my practices, have them come into my locker room, see my pregame stuff. And my ultimate goal is to have every single ball player in the city of Camden, by the time they get to high school, dreaming about playing for me.
Nice.
And the only way to do that is to build relationships, because relationships change behavior. So that's my plan. That's my goal. I'm not going to sleep till it happens.
Oh, you going to get it.
Yeah, definitely.
But real quick, I saw a post. Wilson is doing something this summer with kids open gym or something.
There's open gym going on. It's run through the Kansas City Department of Recreation. So any kid in the city that want to come in the gym, compete with other kids in the city.
Girls and boys.
All ages. It's open to them. We started that Monday, and it's going to run through, I believe, either the beginning of August or midway through August.
Nice. So the girls and boys, open gym, Woodrow Wilson, and are you going to be there?
I will be there.
Nice. You'll be there, so you'll get a little bit of the knowledge, the little energy, because the energy is amazing.
Yes, definitely.
The energy is amazing. And listen to your parents out there. When you got a man that walks with the Lord, make sure you keep your kids by him, because he could cover them and keep them protected when they're away from you. That's all. That's all.
Definitely. Right. And it was funny when you had mentioned it earlier about like the rivalry between Kenai and Wilson and whatnot, things like that. How as the game's going on, we competing to win. But after that, it's all love. That's kind of how we are. You know what I'm saying? In our relationship, like when we play each other, it's like, yeah, kicking your butt today, baby.
But you did
know
say
what I'm
that he
But
already is.
we have to bring that back up. You know what I'm saying? You have to bring that back up. I'm just trying to make my point.
But he
I ain't listening. You know what I'm saying?
he beat
We're
you
competitive,
twice.
but
He beat you up twice, three times, four.
We're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about the record. We're not gonna talk about the record.
When you see the show and we talk about this, I'm like, I thought Tracy was in that seat. I'm gonna stop her out.
You will never fold it out. But you might want to put the score up for the fight. Beat your squad. Do that. Let's see that.
But anyway, we're always competitive with each other when it comes to those games. But after the game, it's all love. You know what I'm saying? It's
That
all
part.
love.
That's
and
part. Because we
like, good job,
family.
and,
You know, and
we
in the
root for
athletic
each other,
world.
You know what I'm saying? We always root for each other.
But in the
things like
athletic
that.
world, anybody that's involved in this athletic world, we family at the end of the day.
Definitely.
We talk shit,
Definitely.
we berate, we do all of that.
Especially
but
when
at
it's
the end
good
of the
people.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
at the end of the
Especially
day,
when it's good
we family, like
Definitely,
we family.
Definitely. So before we get out of here, you got any shout outs, anything you want to say to the folk? You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to my family. Shout out to my players. Shout out to Woodrow Wilson, aka Eastside,
That's
Tiger
right.
Nation. I just want to say thank you to you guys for having me on the show. Thank you for your undying support. Thank you to the city of Camden for getting behind us and taking on this journey with us. I mean, I feel like I'm part of Aladdin or something. We was on that magic carpet ride, man. And, we never wanted it to end, but trust and believe the goal and the mission is to get back on that carpet and ride it to the end next year. And
I know that's right.
As long as the kids come in, they work hard. I have faith that we're gonna do it again.
That's what's up. Well, man, it's all love. Congratulations again. You know what I'm saying? Definitely appreciate you, stopping through and sharing some things with our viewers, and looking forward to trying to even up. so I'm gonna put it out here. If you got, I know they cut our games back this year. If you got room on your schedule, I think I got a spot or two left. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I said it here. I said it. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Also, Taj. What I do with short stuff? Here we go. Taj Hill dropped some things over at the BYRDCAGE. Shut up. I know we talking about Wilson, but he got the high shorts that he came up with. See the Panther down there on the back. He got the high. Taj Hill, you know what I'm saying? You can hit his page up. Here he got the logo edition. The front got a bunch of different logos of people in the area that's doing things. On the back, you see the BYRDCAGE down there. We made the logo shorts, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to my boy Taj, you know what I'm saying?
BYRDCAGE giveaways, what?
Yeah, because of Tracy, although you kept bringing up the fact that, you know what I'm saying, I'm down a couple games, I still love you, you know what I'm saying? There's no BYRDCAGE show without my cousin Tracy, you know what I'm saying? Our viewers that watch, we appreciate you. Again, just taking time out your day to see what we have to say. You know what I mean? Hear our humble opinions and see what our guests have to say, and things of that nature. We definitely appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Coach Brandon. You know what I'm saying? He resigned the other day for Wilson. You know what I'm saying? He was here as a guest. You know what I'm saying? And the great coach. State championship winning coach. You know what I'm saying? In his first year as the head coach. You know what I'm saying? So, wherever you go, they will be a better place for having you when you get there. So best wishes to you, Coach.
It's me. First and foremost, Brandon, you're my peoples. We bring in Camden to VA. You're taking one of our own with you. It's sad, but I'm happy for both of you guys. Love you to death. I'll be there to rock with you too. Ain't nothing like a little ride. I'll jump in my car in a minute. When this airs, we will be giving out, Daylight will be giving out the $1,000 Lenny Hall Award. Zoe Holman, by the time it's aired, will receive his $1,000 award from the Daylight Foundation. It's the Lenny Hall Award. We're giving it out to the basketball players here in the city, and Zoe was selected by the coaching staff at Woodrow Wilson to be the epitome of what we needed, and on and off the court. We're proud of him, and we're just going to show him our appreciation by giving him this award as he moves forward in his life.
Nice.
July coming up is Minority Mental Health Month. I always got to promote that.
Definitely.
We are minorities. And whatever state you are in, just know, always clear out your mind, always think clear, always focus on self-care, always focus on your mental health. Your brain is a muscle, so just like you train every other muscle, train your mind, because your mind can determine what you perceive, what you claim, what you want, and what you will achieve in your life. So just always keep your mind clear and stay focused. More importantly, be well. Like, subscribe, do
Yes,
all of that,
please,
share,
please,
tell a
please,
friend,
please.
tell a friend.
Please,
Here at the
please.
Birdcage, we love your input.
Definitely.
We love everything y'all doing for us. Without y'all, it will be no us.
Definitely.
Without you, Such, it will be no me.
Appreciate you, cuz.
I've been getting approached on the street about the Birdcage, and apparently people are viewing. I want to thank y'all again. Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank
You
you,
already know,
Kenny.
cuz.
Thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey. I'm thankful for it. I'm still around. We're here. Let's get this.
Appreciate you. Appreciate both of you guys.
Definitely. Well, episode 59 in the books. You know what I'm saying? Once again, I'm Sechuayo, a.k.a. Coach Bird, and I'm the host of the Birdcage Show, and we'll talk to you soon.
It was a stone groove, my man.